to the playoffs as we have softball action coming to you from Mill River Union High School. You're looking at the senior pitcher in the circle, number 21 in the red and the blue, Jessica McDonald. Her final chance to get to Polteny for the championship game, and her team, it's a mixture of veterans and a mixture of youngsters, and they're taking on Harwood, the black and gold of Harwood. The number 3 seeded Mill River squad taking on the 6 seeded Harwood squad. Mill River coming in with a 14-2 record, both losses coming into number 2 seed Otter Valley. And Harwood coming in at 11-6. Harwood had to have a playdown game to get here to the quarterfinals. And that's going to be caught by Redenis. That happened so fast, I didn't tell you it was a bat, and I'll do that right now. That was Mariah Liberty who hit that. She lines out to second base. Randy Lowe up now, followed by Hannah Lovely, and Sam Sandrado is the cleanup hitter. We're scheduled for 7, got to go 7. There is no mercy rule in the playoffs, and we could be playing a lot longer. Keys to the game today, I'll let this pitch come in. That'll be a strike called. You know, it's the same as a key to any game. It doesn't matter, really. The difference between this and a regular season game is that in a regular season game, if you don't execute, or you miss signs, or you don't bunt well, there's a swing and a miss for strike 2, or you get a ground ball hit to you and you boot it. You should go to practice the next day and you work on it and you get set for the next game. If you don't execute and do the fundamentals and keep yourself in the ball game here today, you go home because it's one and done. You're all set and over with. And that's going to be caught by Ralph for a strikeout. McDonald will get her first K of the afternoon. It's on a swing by Lowe, and now Hannah Lovely up. So 2 out, nobody on for Harwood. The Highlanders, they're called. It's about an hour and 45-minute ride from Harwood Union High School. It's just about, I don't know, about 10-15 minutes outside Montpelier on Route 100. Has a foul ball. Injuries, the only injury to talk about is to Kayla Plouffe, the starting right fielder for Mill River. Has a sprained ankle, has not been given the clearance yet from her doctor to come back and play, so she is not going to be available today for Mill River. They have a very limited bench right now. But again, the key to any game, you know, don't beat yourself. Don't beat yourself with walks. Don't boot balls that are fieldable. Don't run yourself out of an inning. And there's a 1-2-3, top of the first for the Mill River Minutemen. They'll come up to the bat for the first time today on a very warm and humid day on Munger Vision. Goal of Harwood right there. Number 4 is the pitcher on this in the circle. Ashley Sweet. She'll have Mariah Liberty behind the plate. They'll have Sam Sandrado as first base defenseman reading to the Harwood squad. I didn't do that for Mill River. I'll have to come back next inning and do that. Becker Roy's at second base. Hannah Lovely's at short. Brittany Hoare is at third base. And of course, top of the order for Mill River is Amanda Lee. And she'll get around on that, and that'll be way out of play. You see the good crowd on hand for this playoff game. And, of course, last year, Mill River upset on their home field early in the playoffs. I'm sure they learned a valuable lesson from that early exit last year. They were the number 2 seed last year. This year they come in as the number 3 seed. And, again, you can't look forward and pass this game and say, geez, I hope we play Otter Valley. You know, they're a big rival who's playing exactly right now at the same time. Possibility looms that both teams win today. They will be playing again today, and that's going to be a bunt attempt down to first base, and got a nice play by Sweet, the pitcher. Didn't panic, let the ball come down, made a short catch on it, and then threw a strike to first base to retire Lee. Now Chelsea Redenis, second baseman up, and I'll do that outfield for you in just a second for Harwood. That's going to be a swing and a miss on a drop ball. You have Kim Martin in left field, Randy Lowe's in center field, and Sarah Danaher is your right fielder. On deck for Mill River is the pitcher, Jessica McDonald. And it's cloudy. They are calling for the very strong possibility of thunder showers during this game from the 3 to 8 o'clock hour. That's high. Rise ball swung through it. A lot of heat on that one from Sweet. Mill River enjoyed a 1-2-3 top half of the first defensively. And now Harwood trying to return the favor. I watched Harwood warm up, and I tell you what, they looked strong, they looked solid, they looked physical, they looked athletic. They had strong arms in the outfield, I'll tell you that. And just off the corner, teased her with that inside pitch just off the corner. So they will get set now with a 2-strike count with Redenis. No, ball's hit on the ground on the infield, it's playable, you gotta make the play, pop flies there, you gotta make the catches. Don't watch strike 3, it's foul ball. It went down to third base, foul, went off from Hoare's glove back in the fair play territory, which is irrelevant. Right, and Gary McDonald, the head coach for Mill River, and also the third base coach, was asking why that wasn't a live ball, and I explained to him that the third baseman made contact in foul territory, which made it a dead ball. So we stay with 2 strikes. One out, nobody on. Bottom of the first. We're going to go at least 7 if Mother Nature cooperates. I'd like to congratulate MSJ on their varsity baseball win in the playoffs over BFA St. Albans in a game that took just about forever to finish. Went 9 innings. One of the most exciting games I've ever seen. You'll be able to see that on Channel 15 Sports. And if Mill River wins here today, you'll watch them be Munger visioned again. And hypothetically, if they win and Otter Valley wins, I'll be heading up north, even at 4 something a gallon with the gas. And that's a drop, third strike. No, it's a foul ball. That's why she's going to stay alive. Been a good at bat. She's had some falls, some nicks, and battled deep into the count here against Ashley Sweet. Got to feel sorry for the catchers on a day like this. The game time temperature, according to that Channel 15 weather map board on the bulletin board, was 91 degrees, and I think it was extremely accurate. Got her on the rise ball. She'll get her first strikeout. Now it'll quickly be, not quickly actually, it'll be 2 down now for McDonald with Rao on deck as we're getting out to the power portion of their order. McDonald's enjoyed a good season both in the circle and at the plate with a bat. And she'll waste no time getting a base hit right there. And she's going to take the corner. She's got her head up all the way. She's going to pull into second base with a stand-up double for the game's first base hit. And it'll be an extra base hit by the senior, Jessica McDonald. And I'll tell you what, I got to talk to her very, very briefly before the start of the ball game. And she had her playoff game face on. She had her intensity on, and there's what I expected to see is a courtesy runner, and it'll be Casey Dambrackas coming out to run for McDonald. A, you don't want her injured, and B, on a hot, humid day, you don't know how many pitches she's going to have to go, and you want her to be as fresh and strong and endurance-wise as possible. So all this happened with 2 out. Now Nikki Rao up, and like I said, the 3-4 spot in the order. Got all the pop in the order for Mill River. Both seniors, both 4-year starters in the program, Rao and McDonald. Like I said, McDonald last year with just the 2 losses, counting the playoff loss, or not her, but the team with her pitching. This year with just the two losses, I mean, just had a phenomenal record. From her freshman year on when she started, she's basically just been a phenomenally great pitcher. I was not, I don't want to say sad, but I learned a couple weeks ago during the North-South tryouts that she wasn't even going to be available for the All-Star game, New Hampshire-Vermont All-Star game, so she didn't want to waste a roster spot, so she didn't try out. And I'm just thinking, oh, what a bummer. To have been that good, it's a foul ball out of play, and 2 strikes now on Rao. Dambrackas at second base. She's been running for McDonald, and again, the sunshine coming in and out on the clouds. There's a threat of a thunder shower. It is, to say warm is an understatement. And again, it's not one of those things where the players can get used to it. We had quite a 2-week cool spell where I thought it was just fantastic weather for doing anything, you know, in the mid-60s, 60s. And all of a sudden, well, like last night, I don't have tape delayed, but I got Philip Airspace and it's my show. I videotaped the MSJ graduation, and usually those are so hot, you come out of there dripping wet. It was maybe 61 degrees tops during the graduation. It was beautiful out. And then overnight, that's going to be falling out of play. Then overnight, it just got more humid, the air got heavy, and today, 91 degrees for this playoff game. And I think it's going to be here to stay for a while. Again, you can get all the information you need about Channel 15, PEGTV, on the website, www.pegtv.com. And you can also watch through the changeup and just missed. I'll tell you what, it's a great spot to throw the changeup. And Rao actually was froze on it. That ball had been about 6 inches down and 4 inches in. She'd be sitting on the bench with strike 3. Great spot to throw it. And that's going to be a base hit. And see if they're going to send Dambrackas. And no, they're going to slow her down. You know what happened right there? Yeah, they're see if the ball goes out of play. Dead ball. Runner's going to score. The importance of that, it hit the dugout. It's a dead ball. And they're going to send the first run of the ball game home. And that's what I'm talking about, execution. Rao with the base hit will go to third base. Big play. And what had happened there? Execution, simple things. It was a base hit. They got the ball in. They tried to they threw the ball around. It went over the top of the first baseman's head, and it rolled into dead territory and hit the dugout, and that becomes a dead ball, and the runner is able to advance the 2 bases. And now the center fielder, Chambers up there, Andrea Chambers up. So Mill River, the number 3 seed, jumping on top, 1-0, and all this happening after there were 2 outs. And again, it all started with their 3-4 spot in the order. Oh, that was a good swing, and that came back, and yeah, I think I got Milt. Yeah, he's going to call time, and hopefully he'll be okay. And chest protector or not, that's painful, and it's actually scary to watch. And he's trying to shake it off, and good thing here. Looks like he's going to be okay. Yeah, but when you get a foul ball straight back on the plane like that, you were just on it as a hitter. You were right on it. Came inside for a ball. Runner at third. Wow, with some decent speed out there, and again, Mill River able to get on top now. Last year they just had all kinds of trouble in their playoff game. Even though they only dropped the decision by a few runs, it was just a day they just felt off, didn't look intense, seemed so thrilled to be the number 2 seed, and like I said, I hope they learned a lot from last year. Harwood's a good club, and Sweet with the pitch will come back inside, and it's going to be foul. I believe that's a full count now. And again, if you go to that website, PEGTV.com, like I said, you go to video on demand and click on that. Click on a game, a parade, a talk show, any event you want to click on. And you don't need TV anymore. You can watch Channel 15 right there on the internet, right on the website. Oh, and foul ball just stayed alive. I'll tell you one thing. Mill River's batters, even though we're only 5 deep into the order, are not watching strike 3 go by. They are taking good 2-strike rips at the ball, staying alive, and forcing the pitcher Sweet to go deep into the count. And you don't know on a warm, humid day like this. And that's, well, I'll tell you, she's upset with herself. But again, it's making contact, making them throw more pitches, staying alive. Full count. McDonald doubled, Rouse singled. She's gone to third base on a ball that went on a play, dead ball, and got her. That's going to be the strikeout the inning, but Mill River will have a 1-0 lead going into the second. So before I get caught up in the action, let me give you that defense for McDonald, or for Mill River. Starting with McDonald, the pitcher, Nikki Rouse, the catcher, Amanda Lee is at first base, Chelsea Redenis is at second, Melissa Mangan is at shortstop, Brandy Bennick is your third baseman. And the first pitch will be called a ball. It's high as we're looking at Sam Sandrito. So Sandretto at the plate with a 1 ball, no strike count. And Sandretto will watch that one come right down the pipe for a 1-1 count now on that strike. Desiree Gray getting a start in left field. Andrea Chambers is your center fielder. And Taryn Redenis starting in right field. And that's going to be a gapper. That's going to be trouble. That's going to roll to the fence. That's going to be at least a double, and they're going to send her to third base, and the throw coming in is going to be just a tad late. Yeah, she's there under the tag, a leadoff triple, and Bennick looking at the umpire, but it's a good call. And I can tell you it's a good call because I'm looking right in on his camera angle at it, and boy, I tell you what, she left fielder, she went the opposite way with it. Outside pitch on the low side of the plate, and she just went on out and got it and drove it right to where the pitch was thrown, so a triple for Sandretto. And I'll bring up Becca Roy, the second baseman. Chance to get the game tied up. They're trying to respond to Mill River's run in the bottom of the first here in the top of the second. Harwood coming in with an 11-6 record and just a tad low for a ball. If you followed McDonald's career or watched Channel 15 at all, you'll know that she averages less than a walk per game. She has almost uncanny control, which is why you see some extra base hits occasionally off her, because she's always around the strike zone. And if you're an aggressive, confident hitter, you know you're going to get something that you can get at least swing at. Sometimes that's a great pitch. Pitchers that tend to be a little bit wild, like I do so many baseball and softball games, when you see a pitcher that's just wild, it's harder to get a hit off from him. As a hitter, to get mindset ready to hit. And that's going to be the second, the first for the out, and then we're going to have a tie game. Yep, they'll give up the run, they'll get the out, and that'll be a 1-1 game now in the top of the second. So each team, you know, I think this is going to be an extremely close game as far as how they match up. I think they match up extremely well for a 3-6. Anytime you get in the top, 5-6 seedings, you would expect a close, competitive ball game, a good matchup, an equal type matchup. Remember, there's not a lot separating 3 and 6. They have no common opponents either to gauge by as far as home base fans. Now they might have had something on the road. I don't think Mill River did. So there's 1 run in, nobody on base, 1 down, and at the plate is Brittany Hoare, the third baseman. And boy, she chased that rise ball and just couldn't catch up to it. The speed on it had good pop on it. McDonald throws in the high 50s to low 60s, has a changeup, the curve, the rise, the drop. She's been working on a screwball, and she usually controls them all very well. That's going to be, could be a 9-3. Now it's going to roll past Redenis, and that'll be a little blooper of a base hit. Now you see, a lot of times you'll see the results of a game, and you'll say, geez, McDonald gave up, 6 hits and whatever. And yeah, but there are a lot more of that variety where it's just a little dinker, a little blooper, a little swing. But I know a base hit's a base hit. I'm just saying a lot of these times you read an article or watch the news on TV, Channel 3 or something, and you get the impression that they just beat her, clubbed her, and it doesn't happen that way. It's just little pokes like that. Now the pitcher, Ashley Sweet up, and she'll swing through that for strike one. There's a throw down to first, and she'll be back safe. Yeah, Lee with the tag, she was back safe. And now your catcher, Rao, has got quite an arm on her, very accurate, very strong. And she was not afraid to throw on any base with runners, as we just saw right there, that snap throw down to first. That's going to be put into play, and they're going to go for second, and nope. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, she's going to be safe, and that'll extend the inning. They don't get the out, and they don't get the runner. And right there, McDonald talking to Redenis, there was nobody to cover the bag for Bennick. And also at that point, she had the option, don't forget, to go to first base. Now Kim Martin up as they're down to the 8th spot in the order in the second inning. They've tied the game up, Harwood has. Mill River wants to get a meeting here going in the circle and get everything kind of organized. Like see number 6, Nikki Rowell, she's doing all the talking. She's a senior, she's a catcher. Catcher's a general, they're in charge of the field. Now McDonald talking, she's a senior, she's a pitcher. And they want everybody to know, this is what we want you to do with the ball. This is what we want, get the shore out. Or if the ball's hit there, you got to cover the bag so they can give you the throw for the force out. First and second, and it's a dangerous situation to fall behind in the playoffs, home team or road team. Because the odds of seeing a 9-1 game or a 10-2 game, I think are immensely, almost impossible to tell you the truth. I know Rutland and softball destroyed MAU, but I bet you if they played 6 more times this season, you wouldn't see that happen again. And actually, congratulations to the team and to the coach, Dick Wright. No reflection on the administration of the school, but to the players, congratulations for that win at Rutland. Oh, good pitch. That's a real good pitch. Had velocity, had location. And Harwood just that one out and runner at first and second. See what they want to do on the bases. I haven't got a chance to see Harwood. Don't know if they're aggressive on the bases or now. See, she's going to go to third and get the lead out. Yeah, that's a force out. There's no tag needed right there. So they'll take out the lead runner. And see how calm McDonald was. They just talked about it. She said, "This is what we're going to do." 2 down now. Runners at first and second. So in an inning that featured a leadoff triple by Harwood. They're trying to get out of this inning right now, just tied Mill River is, and they'll have her. And we'll go into the bottom of the second, tied at 1-all in this softball quarterfinal playoff game. We'll be looking at Melissa Mangan, Brandy Bennick, and Taryn Redenis here, due up against Ashley Sweet, the pitcher for Harwood, and that's going to be a ball. Mill River with a run in the bottom of the first, Harwood with a run in the top of the second, and that's where we're at right now. Again, it's a one-and-done format. You lose, you go home, and it's all over. And that's going to be a gapper, and it's going to be at least 2, possibly 3, and they're going to send Mangan to third base. They'll give her the green light. She'll cut the corner, and she'll stay up with a leadoff triple. And boy, I tell you, both teams just mirroring each other. Action to reaction. So Mangan will have a gapper to right center field. It'll be a triple. And don't forget the top of this inning was let off with a triple for Harwood by Sandretto. And now Bennick up, and a go-ahead run sitting down at third base. So we'll bring it over, and there's Bennick now, third baseman, and she'll step in there and see if they have him swinging away. Yeah, she'll bend down out of the way of that rise ball. I think the rise ball to this point in the ball game, even over very early, we're only 7 batters into the ball game for Mill River, but I think Ashley Sweet, her rise ball has been her most effective pitch to this point in the ball game. She's tried to spot a change up 3 times, hasn't got a call for a strike, hasn't induced a swing, but she's planted that seed into the batter's mind zone. That's, sometimes that's as good as getting a strike out of the pitch, as the crowd just keeps filling in here for this playoff game. And that rise ball needs no explanation. That was well out of the strike zone, as that it did elevate, did explode, but just a tad too tall. And we're looking for Bennett and then Dennis on deck to be followed by Desiree Gray. Lead off triple by Munger, and that one's going to be called a strike. Yeah, they had it cross the plate at her knee. It's not where that catcher catches the ball, because a lot of people looked at that and went, "Ooh, that was low," but it crossed the plate right at her knee. And very good pitch from Sweet. And I like both teams' focus today coming into this contest. And again, with 2 strikes, something we didn't see enough of this season. Mill River keeping, getting the bats off their shoulders, being aggressive and attacking the ball with 2 strikes. Just foul it off like that and stay alive. There were a few games I did where their defense had lapses, but pretty much it was their offense that was the inconsistent part. There's the changeup, little dribbler, and a base hit! Going to score the go-ahead run, and Bennett stayed back just enough on the ball on that changeup to drive it up the middle past the shortstop, past the second baseman, and Mill River will retake the lead. So Bennett with an RBI. She's at first base, and Redenis up now. And see what they want to do with, again, as far as small ball today. If they're going to try to advance the runners and put some pressure on the defense. And she shows full swing. There goes the runner down, and that throw's going to be way out of place and backed up nicely. Very well backed up. Good play, smart play. This is backed up by Randy Lowe, and it is those simple little things like that, backing up the play so the runner couldn't go to third base. So it's 2-1 Mill River in the bottom of the second over Harwood. Harwood on the field defensively. Bennett at second base. She just drove in the go-ahead run, and at the plate is Taryn Redenis. That one too low, and we'll have a 1-1 count. Yeah, the black and gold of Harwood taking on the red and blue of Mill River. Number 3 versus number 6. We're at Mill River Union High School, and you're watching Munger Vision. That's going to be a fister. Foul over the backstop, out of play. And she'll Sweet, like I said, you know, she hasn't gotten quite 2 innings here. She's gone deep in a lot of counts, and she's starting to rack up the pitches. You know, and it's not quite as critical as like a boys' baseball game where they throw overhand fastball, but still, though, just the endurance on a warm day. And boy, I tell you what, that missed by fractions of an inch. Came inside and had a lot of oohs and ahs from the Harwood dugout on the ball, called a ball, on the pitch being called a ball. Redenis, the windup from Sweet, and this time she'll come inside. That one was high for sure, and no argument this time from anybody. They're going to have the third baseman, Hoare, number 9 down there, just in so tight at the corner. And we're going to have... Okay, and what Milt just did is he went over to the dugout for Harwood and told him he's calling the balls and strikes, and asked him to cut it out now. So there must be some chatter still lingering from that last 2 pitches ago, that last no strike called, and that's going to be fisted foul out of play. And again, you can see, now I'm not trying to beat this to death, a whole different look at the plate for Mill River from what I saw all season long. With 2 strikes, I don't know how many times they went down looking at strike 3 through the regular season today. Even though she's going to strike out on that drop strike 3, she took her, oh God, what? 4 or 5 pitches past. You know, when she had 2 strikes, and she stayed alive for another, 4 or 5 pitches on foul balls. Now Desiree Gray up, runner at second, 2-1 Mill River, and that's going to be a pitch just inside. Again, they're trailing off inside, and that's where they want the calls to be made. Harwood does not get them right now. That's 3 strikeouts, and not quite 2 innings for Ashley Sweet, the pitcher, number 4 right there for Harwood. And there's her eyes ball, and it worked again, and she'll get the strike on the swing. Bennett with good speed down there at second base. There's just 1 down, and Desiree Gray awaits the pitch here. Stand up, relax. Boy, long look in, and no, she never called time. And she got tied up inside, handcuffed, and she'll swing through that for strike 2. Same thing, it was a rise ball. She just moved a little bit further inside on that corner, and again, that by far has been her most effective pitch. Top of the order, Amanda Lee on deck for the Minutemen. They come in with just a 14-2 record. Only the 2 losses, and boy, you can see Sweet's reaction. And now Milt wants her. See, he's looking at her. He doesn't want the he doesn't want the lack of emotion. He's not saying that. It's the showing up of the umpire. And the not that she means it disrespectful, but she's kind of pumped, and she's argued on some of the calls, and now he's going out. He's already talked to the bench. Yeah, and so now he's issued a warning to the bench and to the pitcher. So, it could be our first ejection on Munger Vision this season. Now everybody's been warned. The next step is they get to go home early or go sit on the bus. So Gray will step in there, and yeah, it's warm outside. It's warm emotionally today too. There's a ball called on inside corner, and I tell you, I can hear all the chatter from the dugout. Not that I disagree or agree with anything, but I tell you, it's a situation that's festering right now between the strike zone and the Harwood dugout. And that's going to be out of play. Foul ball out of play. And tell you what, again, you can see how deep into the count after 2 strikes they have taken the pitcher here. And again, it's starting to rack up. 2-1 Mill River. We're in the bottom of the second on a warm and hazy day in the playoffs, the quarterfinals. Got her. Nice job of moving to the outside part of the plate, and they're going to chase Bennick back to second base. 2 down now, and now Amanda Lee up. She grounded out to the shortstop, Hannah Lovely, back in the first inning. Her only at bat, obviously. And again, Mill River, they left a runner in scoring position in the first inning. They have a runner in scoring position here in the second, and now they kind of flip over to the flip side of what they're doing. They got the lead, but they're leaving runners on in scoring position. And in the playoffs, boy, you got to pick up every single run you can. And that's going to do it. That's going to be a base hit by Lee on a picture-perfect swing. They're going to send Bennick home, and that's going to roll to the fence. Lee's going to go past second, pick her up, go to third, and hold her up as she'll end up at third base and an RBI, and goes 3-1 Mill River as Bennick trotted home. Lee kept the afterburners on. The ball got past. I'm going to go a double and an error unofficially. And now Chelsea Redennis coming up with still 2 outs, but 2 runs in. 3-1 Mill River, and a runner at third base, so they did pick up. Redennis just kind of twinged a little bit as they came inside for a ball. Redennis struck out back in the first inning. Mill River sent 5 batters to the plate in the first inning. They're at least sad, if not more, here in the second. I'll tell you in a second here as I count up. There's at the 6th batter, so in 2 innings, not quite 2 innings, now he has Sweet gone deep into the count, but she's already gone to over 11 batters. And again, it's a 91-degree day today with the humidity. And that's going to be high and outside. And boy, Sweet very, very upset with the strike zone right now. And again, also not only is Mill River doing a good job with 2 strikes of fouling the ball off so they won't strike out looking, but they're showing discipline early in the count. That went right down the pipe. I can only imagine that Redennis had the red light from the coach on that, because again, 3-ball count, usually your best pitch is right after that, because I don't know why, but a majority of the pitchers, or hitters, or a majority of the coaches don't give you the green light, and usually it's just good old meatball right down the pipe. So all the way back to a full count now, looking for that elusive third out. 2 runs so far here in the second inning for Mill River. They've gone back ahead after being tied up at 1. They've gone back ahead 3-1. There's the changeup. That's going to stay in play, and they're going to make the flip and get her. Nice job by the pitcher. She threw the changeup again. She'll get the out this time. Mill River will have a 3-1 lead going into the 3rd inning of play. So on the top of the 3rd, Harwood back at the top of the order. Mariah Liberty, who lined out to Redennis at second base, followed by Randy Lowe, and then Hannah Lovely due up. McDonald, number 21, the pitcher for Mill River, with the 1 strikeout so far in the ball game. She enjoyed a 1-2-3 first inning, and that pitch will come in high for a ball. Again, not only, I don't want to go on about the heat of the sun, but it creates a sun field for the right fielder and first baseman to look into. And McDonald will fall behind for a rare time. 2 balls, no strikes. Like I said, it's going to be a competitive, tight matchup. And I have the feeling Mill River this year much more focused on the game right here, not looking ahead. And McDonald will have her first 3-ball count. She'll go actually 3 balls, no strikes. The last inning, Harwood able to get the leadoff batter on via a triple. They're trying to get the leadoff batter on here again. That will be called a strike, and looked like the screwball that down in an action. So Liberty takes a little time to step out, think about things, ready to go from the right side of the box, and that'll be ball 4. So a walk, a very rare sighting here at Mill River by their pitcher. Will put a runner at first base, and with nobody out and Low up, see what they want to do as far as maybe start the runner or small ball or over. Lowe struck out her only time up. She is the only strikeout McDonald has in the ball game to this point. I'll tell you, most pitchers that I've spoken with over the years, there's the small ball, and they're going to get the first, out at first. That's what they do. Yeah, Redenis with the coverage, and then they'll chase the runner back, and that's the play I would like to see them making that first inning when they try to get the lead runner at second. They already had the one out in that inning. They should have taken and got the shore out. Yeah, so that runner gets over to second base, and Lovely up. There's a strike. So with the one out, Lovely grounded out to third base her first time. She grounded out to Bennick. And I was just kind of taking a pause myself, and that pitch, yeah, it hit her. I thought it nicked her jersey, and it did, so that'll be a walk and a hit batter this inning for McDonald. And I'll put runners at first and second. Now Sam Sandretti up, and she had a triple back in the second inning and eventually scored. It didn't take her long. She didn't eventually score. She had a triple and then immediately scored after that. We're at 3-1. Harwood got the table set here for the makings of a big inning. They've got just the one out and two base runners, first and second, and Sandretti to be followed by Becca Roy. I started to say most pitchers prefer to pitch in the warm weather compared to that early spring stuff, real cold spring stuff. Now, I've never asked McDonald. I don't know. That's going to be a foul ball. So I'm not sure what her preference is. I don't want to speculate and guess, but most of the time, I very seldom, percentage-wise, if I had to give you a ratio, you don't see a switch in softball like you do in baseball, pitching-wise. I mean, it happens. Don't get me wrong. Bennick says she's got it, and Bennick does have it, and that's a good job right there of tracking the ball. There's not hardly a breeze to speak of today, so that won't be a factor at this point in the ball game. That could change very drastically here in Vermont. You know the old saying, don't like the weather, just wait, it'll change. Wait 5 minutes, it'll change. So 2 outs now, 2 on, and they're trying to get out of this inning, not give up a run. Becca Roy had an RBI her only time up. And she's going to have a chance off the glove of Bennick, and they're going to send a runner in. I tell you, that was Mangum. I'm sorry. So Mangan just went off the tip of her glove, and a run comes in. And with 2 outs, the runners were off anyways at the crack of the bat. But remember what I talked about? You look in the score line, and say, geez, look at the hits she's given up. Now that again was just a little C&I hit. So it's 2 RBIs for Roy, and now Hoare up, Brittany Hoare, as it goes 3-2, Mill River. You know, and when you're cooking good and you're living right and things are going in place for you, you make that catch. I mean, it's not Mangan's fault. I'm not saying it like that, but just little glimpses off the gloves like that can change your destiny rather quickly. That's going to be hit to Mangan, and she's going to flip over, and she dropped the ball. I'm trying to see if that was a force or tag. That was a force play. Okay, that's why she is out. That will end the inning, but Harwood able to pick up a run, cut the lead 3-2. And they just confirm the umpires. 3-2 going into the bottom of the third. Mill River with the lead. So Sweet will face her counterpart McDonald here to start off the bottom of the third. 3-2 Mill River. McDonald had a double, and her courtesy runner, D'Ambrakis, came around to score on Rouse base hit. Rouse on deck, and then Chambers. 4 strikeouts in the ballgame for Sweet. And she has mixed her pitches up very well. And I'll tell you when she's missed. Has been close. It's been borderline stuff. So McDonald will step back in there and compose herself and get set. Pitch on the way, and that's the changeup, and it just kind of rolled out of her hand. And again, good crowd on hand. Hope you've enjoyed all the softball action brought to you from Mill River Union High School. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the entire Mill River administration, coaching staff, players, and community for allowing me to videotape their sports and put it on Channel 15. That's going to be Hoare to first and get her. So she'll ground out 5-3. So it's a big out to get that leadoff batter off the bases there. And that's, again, that's going to be taken care of by Brittany Hoare to Sam Sandretto. And now Rao up. Rao has an RBI back in the first inning. The catcher for Mill River. He's had a 4-year starter, a senior. He'll be playing college ball at Holy Cross. And just good athlete. Smart student, good kid. And it'll be high. Nice job by the catcher. Liberty grabbing that. Sandretto is at first base defensively. Roy's at second. Lovely's at short. Horace at third. Liberty's the catcher. Sweet the pitcher. Martin, Lowe, and Danaher is the outfield for Harwood. And that's going to be high for a ball again. Again, 4 strikeouts. And we're not even through the 3rd inning yet. So Sweet's been effective out there. And that will push it now, I think, to a 3-ball count. And they're going to call time. They're going to have a little meeting in the circle and see what they're going to talk over. But it'll be a good chance for me to just, again, tell you that we'll have American Legion Post 31 baseball action coming for you on Channel 15. All the home games brought to you from St. Peter's Field on PEGTV. And again, if you can't make the games live, or even if you do, make sure you turn on Channel 15 and relive the moments and support American Legion Baseball. And also, just go to the web site at www.pegtv.com and click on Video on Demand and select Legion Baseball, and you watch the games right there on your computer. So if you're on a business trip in Miami, you can still keep up with American Legion Baseball action. And that's going to be hit out to center field, and boy, I was up there a mile. Nice catch. They'll get the out on Rao. Yeah, so Randy Lowe will track the ball. And looking for their first 1-2-3 inning is Harwood defensively. Now Chambers up. She struck out back in the first. Like I said, they have to play today, Mill River does, without the services of Caleb Plouffe. As that changeup fooled her and had her way out in front of the pitch for a strike. Plouffe had an ankle sprain and hasn't been cleared yet to play. And a lot of limited bodies available for Mill River. Boy, she went change up and then a fastball, rise ball. That's just good sequencing of pitches right there, and she got 2 strikes on 2 swings. 2 down, nobody on. 3-2 the score. We're in the bottom of the 3rd. Mill River with the lead. And Harwood, like I said, looking for a defensive stop after they got a run back in the top half of this inning. Got her looking on the change up. We'll stay 3-2 going into the 4th. 1-8-9 due up. The pitcher Sweet, Martin, and Danaher. That's going to be a foul ball as Bennett gives it chase down there, the 3rd base coach. I think that's Coach LaRock down there with the snag on a foul ball strike. McDonald with the 1 strikeout that came back in her only 1-2-3 inning, which is back in the 1st inning. She's walked a batter, she's hit a batter, and that's going to be a big swing and a miss on a, I'm not sure what the pitch was, except it was well out of the strike zone and she chased it. So Sweet with an 0-2 count on her. Let's see if she can get defensive at the plate now. And McDonald missed everything. Well, you want him to chase it, but wow, that's extreme right there. In addition to waiting for American Legion baseball action to start up, just missed inside. 2-2 the count. Got a special thing going on this summer. We've got the Vermont Western Massachusetts High School Basketball All-Star Challenge, the 28th of June, starting at 1 o'clock and at 3 o'clock, men's and women's games down at CSJ. That's to Bennick, the first, got her. And that'll be the first out of the 4th inning, scheduled for 7. 5-3 Mill River. Kim Martin up, she reached on a fielder's choice back in that 2nd inning. But yeah, you go down to CSJ on the 28th of June, starting at 1 o'clock, and you'll have the women's all-star game, Massachusetts, Western Mass taking on Vermont. And then at 3 o'clock, the men take to the hardwood, and you get to watch that all-star game. And that'd be a super event for the area, and a great event to go right down to CSJ, fill that gym up and watch it. And then go home and watch it on Channel 15 again. That's going to be on the Redentis to first, and that's going to be a 4-3 ground out. So McDonald's defense kind of settling down behind her now. McDonald getting that nice rhythm going as far as catching and firing. Now Danaher up, she grounded out to Bennick at 3rd base. Top of the order on deck for Harwood, and of course that's Mariah Liberty. As McDonald into the circle, into the windup, will have a ball. Well, she won't have a ball, she'll throw a ball, and it'll be called a ball. She's ahead 3-2, she might be having a ball, I don't know. That's going to be a foul ball out of play. So we'll have an even count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Right now, Bellows Falls up at Patty Camden's Otter Valley squad taking on the Otters, and what could be a real good ball game up there. The problem, oh, they're saying a hitter. Yeah, that's why he deflected away. So I'll be the second hit batter today by McDonald. Very, very rare. She's had to walk and 2 hit batters, and now Liberty, the top of the order, she's coming up. She has lined out to Redenis at second base, and then she was also hit by a pitch. So McDonald trying to get this thing over with here with the 2 outs in the 4th inning. Not allowed the tying run to come around. She will be high and outside, and the runner not taking off on that particular pitch. And don't forget Rao. Very good. Very hard to steal on Rao. They have to know ahead of time who's making the coverage on the bag. Boy, Rao wanted it outside. That pitch tailed inside. They got the strike call. And McDonald just not hitting her spot right now. Again, Lee, Redenis, Mangan, and Bennick on the infield defensively for Mill River. The outfield consists of Chambers, Gray, and Taryn Redenis. Chelsea Redenis is on the infield. Taryn Redenis is in the outfield. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 down, 1 on. 3-2. Mill River, top of the 4th, pitch on the way. Will be another 3-ball count for McDonald. And Rao going to come back out and talk to her pitcher again. I don't know whether or not she's missing signs or shaking off signs. I don't have the feeling that she's overthrowing at all. A lot of times, power pitchers, for whatever reason, there's a variety of reasons, they'll overthrow the ball. I don't have that. Not that my gut feeling means anything. I just have the feeling she's overthrowing. I just think it's their mechanics for a windup right now. If you watch, she's just not. She's stopping short. That's a great pitch. Foul tip caught by Rao, and obviously a strike. On deck is Randy Lowe. And that, it looks to be playable. And no, it's going to drop in, and here comes the tying run. They're going to send her around, and they're not going to be able to get her at home base. She's going to tie the game up. All that coming with 2 outs on a ball that landed between Redenis and Chambers in the outfield. So that hit batter comes back to bite Mill River in the butt, and that is a double and an RBI, and we are tied up at 3. And now Randy Lowe up. She has struck out, reached on a fielder's choice, and scored. So yeah, execution and mistakes. Like I said, McDonald going to have a long look into the dugout. Again, she averages 1 walk per game. She's already walked 1 batter. She's hit 2, and she's only got the 1 strikeout. And I got to be honest with you, I'm a McDonald fan, but she doesn't look sharp right now in the ball game. That doesn't mean she won't change that and find her groove or her rhythm here, her release point and stuff. But right now, she doesn't look sharp. That's up, that's up, that's up, and that's going to be trouble. Oh, what a great catch by Mangan! Oh, she was looking into the sun. She backhanded it with her back to the play. That is a bookmark moment. That could become a huge factor later in the game. We're tied at 3 going in the bottom of the 4th. Pitch, bottom of the 4th, we're tied at 3, coming from Sweet. It'll be a bit low and inside. It's a nice day compared, all the rain and the chilly weather, but it's warm too fast, and I don't know how that will affect the pitchers and the players here today, but it's certainly bothering the cameraman, I gotta tell you that. Game time temperature at 91 degrees when I left the studio today, and they're going to appeal it and say she swung at it, couldn't hold up on it, and that'll be called a strike. That's Mangan that's at the plate. She made the big play defensively to put it into that top half of the 4th. That nice going away from the batter catch, and that'll be out of play for a strike. Mill River coming in with that 14-2 record, seeded number 3, and Harwood at 10-6, or actually 11-6 after their playoff win, number 6 seed. And Ashley Sweet has featured mostly a rise ball and a changeup today. And that's going to be popped up and looks to be playable, and coming in, and oh boy, you get a lot of people calling for the ball, and it'll be the center fielder that'll grab it. That was Randy Lowe will make the grab right in front of her right fielder, but there was chatter out there, that's for sure. So we'll have the first batter, Mangan, retired on a fly ball to center field. Now Bennick up. She had a single, which resulted in an RBI for her, and that was her only at bat. And again, the Mill River hitters today have, when they've gotten 2 strikes on them, they've done a good job of staying alive for 3, 4, 5 more pitches and causing Sweet to go deep into the count here. They're being a little more aggressive at the plate. Bennett, of course, the third baseman for Mill River. And that'll dip down a little bit too soon and be called a ball. And again, for a Saturday afternoon game, pretty good crowd on hand. Winner of this game will take on the winner of the Bellows Falls Otter Valley game. And that'll bust inside. Bennett will lay off it, and that'll be called a ball. On deck will be Taryn Rodenis, and then Desiree Gray, and then top of the order. Mill River can push it through the order here. 5 strikeouts in the contest for Sweet, and that'll be a walk, and they'll be able to get Bennett, who's got pretty good speed. She'll be down at first base. See what Coach McDonald wants to do as far as moving her along. He has already sent a couple of runners on straight steals. He's shown bunt a few times in the count. And in playoffs, you got to be aggressive. Force the issue and put the pressure on the opposing team. They call for a pitch out, and she swung at it. And that's going to be a strike, and runner stayed down at first. So now they're going to stand in there with a 0-1 count on Taryn Rodenis. Like I said, in the second inning, she struck out. And actually, she had a big rip at it. There's a throw down to second base on the bounce, and going to call her safe. She was there just under the tag, so Bennett will be at second base now with the 1 out. Now 2 strikeouts in the first, 2 in the second, and 1 in the third so far for Sweet. And like I said, she's been pretty much primarily rise ball changeup. And I'm looking, yeah, hit the batter. That was a changeup right there. I guess if you're going to get hit by a pitch, that's one to get hit by, and that'll put runners at first and second for Mill River. So each pitcher has hit a batter. Actually, McDonald's hit 2 today, and that's the first batter hit by a pitch by Sweet. And now Desiree Gray up. She struck out back in the second inning. There's a force out at first, second, or third base here. And remember the play 2 innings ago when they had the ball hit to shortstop, hit to Munger at short for Mill River, and she flipped it to third, and they got the out, and then the ball was dropped. That was a force out. There was a little discussion afterwards, but that wasn't a tag play. And right now I have a meeting in the circle, and that's just to make sure everybody knows the game plan. If the ball's hit back to the pitcher, or if it's going to be hit to short, or if it's a bunt. Everybody wants to make sure they're on the same page here. We're in the bottom of the 4th, scheduled for 7, tie ball game, playoffs. Not a lot of room for error now. We're getting late. We're getting toward that next third of the innings. And they talk it over between umpires, dead ball, and everything will stay the same, right? No, they're going to bring her back in. See, I was going to ask, since I got Rob Black and Shirley Bruce over here, I thought the hand was part of the bat when they got hit.
Well, she came around with her swing, and
okay.
I think that's probably why he determined that because she came around with her swing that it would be a strike.
Foul ball. Boy, it's just a luxury having all kinds of knowledge behind me like this so I know what's going on. So they'll send the runner at first. He's gone back to bat. And then Bennett stays at second. And we're all set. Rodenis back up there at the plate. So Sweet into the windup. Oh, she got her. She does a pretty good job of disguising the changeup. But she does have that little slow down hitch on the down arc of her swing, of her pitch, of her windmill there. But again, she's throwing that changeup a lot today. She's got 6 strikeouts now. And Desiree Gray up with 2 down. That'll sail on her, and a good job by Liberty behind the plate to go up and grab that so the runner can't move on to third base. Top of the order, Amanda Lee on deck if they can extend it here to another batter. And Gray obviously from the right hand side of the plate, and that one floated on her up and out of the strike zone. Getting the way the scoring went, Mill River had 1 run in the first, 2 in the second, got shut down in the third. They've got a runner in scoring position here in the 4th. And boy, she got around on that, and going to be caught in left field on a ball that was stung. Got a good job of reacting quickly and finding the ball and tracking it for the 3rd out. So we'll stay tied at 3 going into the 5th inning of play from Mill River Union High School. Yeah, so I got an explanation from Rob Black and Shirley Bruce. They were out bringing me water. Thank you very much on this warm day. And then what happened, they determined that the umpire on that batter that was hit by the ball actually had attempted a swing. That's why it became, they didn't allow her to go to first base on a hit by a pitch, called it a dead ball, sent her back to the home base to swing away. And Mill River now, they've left 3 runners in scoring position. They seem harmless at the time, but in the 5th inning in a tie game, they're far from harmless. I don't think they're going to be able to get it. No, it's going to be out of play. And somebody over there made the nice short hop catch, one of the fans. Yeah, so Harwood, they didn't drive that hour and 45 minutes to admire Mill River. They're playing hard here. They're attacking. They're the number 6 seed with an 11-6 record. Mill River at 14-2. And McDonald showed her changeup. Now, I'm not sure what 15 was doing, or what the batter was doing. She swung, missed, and then ran. And that's Hannah Lovely was at the plate. She struck out. That's the second strikeout of the ballgame for McDonald. And now Sandretto up. She has a triple, scored a run, and then flied out to Brandy Bennick. But yeah, you figure you're down to the 5th, 6th, 7th inning now. Every play is important to begin with. But it's also, you're running out of time to, can they get the 9-3 put out? They'll throw to first. Nope, they didn't throw to first. They just ate the ball. So that'll be a single. So I'll tell you what, that lefty likes the pitching today as Sandretto with her second base hit. She's had a triple and a single. And again, and Harwood, they've been able to get those runners around the bases when they do get them up there. Roy up now. She's got 2 RBIs today. I want to check myself here in just a second, my scorebook. I'll let McDonald get the pitch coming in, and again with 1 out, 1 on, and that's going to be fouled up to McDonald, or popped up to McDonald, I'm sorry. She'll make the catch, look to first, and 2 down now. Yeah, that was Roy, and she does have 2 RBIs. It's 3-3. And now Brittany Hoare up. Hoare has had a single and a fielder's choice, so she has been on base twice today. I'll tell you, you get a 3-6 matchup. It's not supposed to be easy. Yeah, see, that's going to be stroked, and it's going to be caught by Mangum. That's going to leave him at first base. The run won't come in. It's going to stay tied at 3 going into the bottom of the 5th. Good job all the way around there by Mill River defensively. Sweet pitching a good game. She's had 2 strikeouts in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. She's got 6 for the ball game, and she's going to be looking at top of the order, Amanda Lee up. In a 3-3 game, not that it guarantees you scoring, but it certainly changes the strategy in your favor if you get the leadoff batter on. Lee, first year of varsity ball, has been very impressive. She'll spank that down to short, and then she's going to be on. You know, that's a lot of what people don't realize. You'd love to be able to drive the ball to the gap, over the fence, or on a hot shot, but you just want to make contact and make that defense make a play. See right there, she made contact, and the defense could not make a play, and that's going to be an error on the shortstop, Lovely. Now Lee at first base with good speed, and Redenis at the plate, and I don't know if we're going to see small ball from Redenis or if we're going to see a straight steal from Lee, but I'd be surprised if they didn't do something here to kind of push the issue offensively. She's going, there's the throw, and she's going to be safe. Yeah, they dropped the ball, yeah. I think Lee would have been safe anyways, but I like the fact that they didn't mess around, they went. There's nobody out now, runner in scoring position at second base. Mill River almost, I want to say, imperative, a must-score situation here. They've stranded 3 runners in scoring position in the 5th, and that one's going to be back, and foul, not by much. Tell you what, Redenis got around on that. I guess they're not going to try and bunt her over to third base. That was my next question, and that just got answered. She's swinging away. You know, now this is the 3rd time through the order for them to look at Sweet. You think they would know now in a notebook in their mind, a bookmark about that changeup and about the rise ball. And Redenis digging in. Will fist that one foul. Again, a good aggressive swing by Redenis. And again, Lee with decent speed. You got to figure a single to the outfield, and you got a good chance of making her you're getting her home on a score there. 3-3 in the bottom of the 5th. The way playoff games should be. Tight, tense. A lot of cheering and a lot of fingernail biting, and she's going to bend back away from that pitch. She came up and inside too far for a ball. 1-2 the count. Lee started this thing off by hitting a ball to the shortstop that was misplayed for an error. Then Lee stole second base, and that's where we're at right now with a 1-2 count. And again, went right after it and attacked it and fouled it off. And I like the rip. She got a good rip at that ball. Sandretto is at first defensively, Roy's at second, Lovely's at short, Hora's at third, Liberty's behind the dish, Sweet's in the circle, Martin Lowe and Danaher the outfield. That's the Harwood Highlanders squad for you. The number 6 seed taking on Mill River. Yeah, good job right there by Liberty trying to pull the ball back in and frame it, but just a little bit too far outside. And I believe we've gone to a full count now. And again, you got to start wondering now. You can't keep leaving runners in scoring position. You got to pick them up. And now it must be a full count. Yeah, I got to tell you, I mean, Harwood's done a good job when they've gotten people in scoring position. No matter how dinky the hit is or how shallow the hit is, they've gotten the ball out on the ball and drove the runs in. So Dennis took a little time to herself. There's all set, and that's going to be a ball. That'll put runners at first and second now with nobody down. For Jessica McDonald. Yeah, McDonald had a triple and scored back in the first and grounded out to third her last time up, and she has a tendency, not that she'll do it here. She comes up sometimes, she's a little over anxious in a situation like this. And that's a good job right there of laying off a pitch. It's going to be out of the strike zone for a ball. She just looked settled and calm that time in the batter's box. Nikki Rao on deck, and if you're Mill River, you're in the bottom of the fifth, you're tied at 3. You're at the part of the order where you want to be with runners at first and second, and nobody down. Ah, there's that changeup, had her out in front of it. Swinging strike for a 1-1 count now. And I already said it once, but I'd like to thank the entire Mill River administration, the athletic director Rob Black, the coach Gary McDonald, the players, the parents, the whole school for allowing me to videotape their sports and then put it up on channel 15 for you to watch. And McDonald knew that. She was A, late on the swing, and B, swung around her eyeballs at that one. So she's not anxious, but maybe she's a little bit too subdued. She needs to find a happy medium here. So with 2 strikes, this would be a huge out to get. And she'll pop it up on the infield, and yep, they're unable to advance the runners from first to second. That is a big, big out right there to get the number 3 batter out like that. So 1 down, 2 on, and now Nikki Rao up. Rao has singled. She's got an RBI, and she is flied out to center field. Again, you want to make contact. You want to drive the ball. You want to put it on the ground if you can. Good pitch. Real good pitch. Yeah, Chambers is the on-deck hitter. And Rao with a good eye. Rao, as being a catcher, you would think would know the strike zone just for being a catcher. But she just naturally has that instincts as a hitter. She's very good at knowing the strike zone. She's put it in play. They're going to throw to first, and they'll get the out. Runners will go to second and third. There's 2 down now. So right now, Harwood, Ashley Sweet, the pitcher, able to navigate through that number 3, number 4 spot in the order. And the worst thing that happened to her is the runners went to second and third. Now Chambers up. She has struck out twice. Both times up, she has struck out. Tell you what, she got around on that one, and that's going to be a foul ball. Yeah, out of play. There she is. She's running over to Wallingford. Yeah, that's quite a run she just took. Seriously, that's a healthy run. So it's strike 1 on Chambers. Boy, you got to look back at this situation. If they don't score, they had a runner at second base with nobody down. Now they got runners at second and third with 2 down. But if they can't push one across here, first of all, that's momentum for the other team. Yeah, and there's the changeup, and nobody's moving on that. Yeah. Liberty chased down the ball, really never that far away from her. Actually, rolled down toward the third baseline. And again, you just want to get the bat on the ball, make something happen, make somebody do something. And she'll jump back away from that pitch on the inside, and that'll be called a ball. And also, good time to remind you to watch Sports Beat on Channel 15. It's on Mondays at 4:30, Tuesdays at 5:30, and Thursday nights at 9 o'clock. Yeah, she might have gone one out of the strike zone, but that's going to be 2 strikes on Chambers now. Like I said, she's 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts. Both swinging. Let's see what she does here. She's got a situation where, again, choke up on the bat, spoil the good pitches that you don't like, and stay alive, and runners at second and third and 2 outs. That's going to be off from Liberty, and again rolls down toward the third baseline, and nobody able to move up on that, and that's obviously a ball. Yeah, so Sweet trying to wiggle her way out of a little bit of a jam here in the bottom of the 5th. She gave up 3 runs in 2 innings and shut Mill River out in the 3rd and in the 4th, and trying to do it here in the 5th also. Good job. 2 strikes, she followed out of play. She's got a habit of picking that front foot up. Instead of striding forward, she pulls it toward the third baseline. That's what's causing a lot of her problems as far as swinging and missing. She's shortening her bat up. So again, we'll set the stage. 2 on, 2 outs, 2 strikes, tie game. And again, she will stay alive. Boy, I tell you, Mill River's lineup has done that so well today. They haven't done that all season long, and today, and I don't know, I'm only speculating that might be an area they worked on, but they certainly aren't being passive or being admiring the ball going by on strike 3. They're battling with 2 strikes. Table set. Runners are 2nd and 3rd. And the Minutemen trying to take the lead back again over Harwood. Got her on the changeup. She'll go down swinging. They will strand 2 more in scoring position, and we'll stay tied at 3. Sweet, Martin, and Danaher do up, and boy, I tell you, if you look at it, say if they get through this inning with no damage done, you're going to send the top of the order in the 7th inning up for Harwood. But that's a lot of speculation, but again, we're at the point in the ball game, and it's going to be Bennick. Long way to come on the charge, and didn't get her. Yeah, I've been waiting for somebody to do that on both sides, and they did it. They got the leadoff batter on, and again, you're at the 3rd. You're in the 6th inning, scheduled for 7, tied at 3. And every play now is magnified. That bunt's been there for both sides all day long. Martin up now. See if they try to play for 1 run here. See if they want a small ball or to second base, put her in scoring position. You're at the 7, 8, 9 part of the order. And they were showing bunt. And the runner will go back. Now the bottom of the order has scored a run. Other than that, though, they've been 0-4. 2, 4, 6. They were 0 for 6 before that bunt. The only person gotten on was a hit batter. That's going to be a base hit, and that's going to be a gapper, and they're going to take the lead, I believe, as she gets to third base. You see them waving her around, and they're going to get the go-ahead run off the bunt. Runner will end up at third base, and deja vu all over again for Mill River. If you think back to past playoff performances, late in the game, tight, they've stranded a lot of opportunities, and now the run has come in, and the worst case scenario exists, nobody out, and another insurance run sitting down at third base for Danaher. Now, Danaher was hit by a pitch last time and eventually came around to score. McDonald has the ability to get the outs herself via the strikeout, but she's only had 2 strikeouts today. Oh, so the makings of a big inning as far as the scenario in the game is happening right here. And you see the batter at the plate. Danaher will tie her shoe or cleat. But yeah, a 4-3 lead now for... Well, I think she is, or she's hurt. Oh, she must have got hurt. I don't know. Did she swing and her hand make contact between the ball and the bat? No, they'll check it out, but it's not looking good right now. 4-3, Harwood with the lead over Mill River, and Harwood with a runner at third base with nobody down, and we're all the way into the 6th inning of play, and Mill River has stranded 5 people, 5 runners in scoring position. To this point, the last noticeable one was the last inning when they had a runner at second base and no outs, and were unable to score. So I'm not sure what the injury was, but Danaher says she's all right. She's up and she's good to go. They'll let her take a few practice swings, and she's going to step back in there. Oh, they need a strikeout or a shallow fly ball or pop up on the infield or something. Mill River does. And again, their offense has been one of their big problem areas all season long. That's a foul ball again, right off the fist of Danaher for a strike. But no, Mill River's, they've had a couple games against very weak opponents where they have been able to, get good scores, a lot of hits. But against equal or better opponents, they just cannot get the offense on track. So what they do, they've chased down some of these foul balls. McDonald wanted a new ball, and she got it. Now she's got 2 strikes on Danaher. That's going to be put into play. Bennick's going to go to first. She's going to get the out, and the runner will stay third base. Now, am I surprised? Yes. Is it the wrong call? No. No, I'm just surprised on the play. So that'll be a 5-3 ground out. That's the first out of the inning. Now Liberty up. She had an RBI double her last time up, and she's also walked. She's lined out to second base also. So they're right in a point, though, Mill River does, where they've got to really shut the door. Strike called. They got to shut the door down offensively right here. They have been shut out scoring-wise in the third, fourth, and fifth. Mill River has. And don't you think they're not thinking about it? That they're behind already. And they'll be up and over the backstop and out of play. So an 0-2 count here on Liberty. Yeah, a bunt single started this inning off, and then a triple that drove in that run, the go-ahead run. And McDonald all set. Got her foul tip, strike three, caught by Rao. Huge, huge job by Rao to get that. Now, they're not out of the woods yet. That's 2 down though, and it's 3 strikeouts for McDonald. And now Randy Love up. She has struck out, reached on a fielder's choice, scored in the third inning, and then flied out to Mangan in the shortstop position. 2 down, 4-3 Harwood. They got a runner at third, and that's going to be a strike called. And so McDonald. Anyway, look at it. Harwood's in good position with the lead and where they are in batting order. That's a ball a little bit too far outside. Say if they end the inning right here, they'll still have to face Sandretto, who has had a couple big hits today for Harwood. They're going to see her either in the 6th or 7th inning. So big swing and a miss there for a strike. Yeah, McDonald trying to put an end to it right here, and what's been a very big inning for Harwood. A couple base hits. They've taken a lead for the first time today. They've been tied. Oh, and she started to hedge on it, but held up. Yeah, they've been tied at 1. They've been tied at 2, and now they've got the lead. And that's it. She'll get back-to-back strikeouts, but the damage done will go to the bottom of the 6th, and the Minutemen need to find their offense here on their home turf. So Ashley Sweet has been handed the lead for the first time in the ball game, and again, being the road team, the lower-seeded team, man, you got to like your chances. You got 6 outs to go, and you can pull off the upset and move deeper into the playoffs. You're looking at Mangan, Bennick, and Redenis, and the possibility of Gray up here. So Mangan up. You see Sweet with that long look in. That'll be a ball. Melissa Mangan today has tripled and scored in the 2nd. She's flied out to center field. And she's just looking to get on base right now. And she's going to hit it down to short. Lovely will stay down on it, make the throw, and retire. So it's going to be a 6-3 ground out to get the top, the first batter out here in the bottom of the 6th. So Lovely able to handle that with no problem. She's got with a 1 error today. Bennick up. She has singled and had an RBI, and she's also scored, and she's walked. And oh, that was an awful swing. She got tied up, fooled, and came inside and fell away and upset with herself. Something for her. She's got to shake it off and get ready for this next pitch. But Mill River, again. That's going to be the second base. Oh, good job of handling it. Throws to first, got the out. Boy, you can feel momentum definitely on Harwood's side as that was grounded out to Roy, to Sandretto. Very quickly 2 down here, and now Redenis up. She has struck out twice today. As Taryn Redenis will lay off that high pitch. And they're far from over, this game is, but tell you what, Mill River's home playoff woe is continuing here. I knew this would be a tight game. 3 and 6 taking on each other. That'll be high and a good eye by Redenis, so she'll keep looking down to Coach McDonald. Again, his bench very shortened with the injury to Caleb Plouffe. You know, I'm not really sure we'd even pull here for a pinch hitter. Yeah, and that's a changeup, and with 2 down, Mill River will get a runner on. Now when they have gotten the runners on first, they have been very successful at stealing bases. Desiree Gray has struck out and flied out to left. Now the fly out to left was a very deep hit fly ball. You can see Liberty, the catcher, coming out to talk to Sweet, the pitcher. And now they have thrown a pitch out today. And the funny part of that whole thing was they got the batter to swing at a ball that was so far outside it was almost in North Clarendon. So they got the pitch out, the runner didn't run from first to second, and the batter swung at the ball. That would have been a ball, but she swung at it, made it a strike. And it was just the best of everything for Harwood. My point of that whole long-winded story was Harwood, they've shown you that we'll throw a pitch out because you guys have been running at will on us. That's going to be too low for a ball. Redena stayed at first base also that time. Oh, it's getting tense in the Mill River side. Let me tell you, the fans are real quiet, sitting forward on their lawn chairs. Gray up. That's going to be another ball. There goes the runner, and she's going to be safe. Yeah, good job of staying on the base by Redenis after. She needs time, and she went in awkward. I don't know if she got dinged up or not, but hopefully not, because like I said, I don't know who they would ever bring in. And she got up slow, and you see her kind of flexing herself, and she's going to stay in there. So yet another runner in scoring position, 2 down, and Gray will take another ball, ball 3. Top of the order, Amanda Lee on deck. We're down by 1. Ashley Sweet trying to complete the upset here in the circle, and that's going to be taken all the way for a strike. Again, as a pitcher, you just want to take it 1 pitch at a time. You're down 3-0. She's got the 3-1 right now, I believe, unofficially 3-1 the count. Yeah, and that came inside, and again, Sweet biting her tongue. She'd been warned once by the umpire, and I could just see right there, she thought she had her. So 2 outs, and then back-to-back walks. So now Amanda Lee up, table set. And again, Mill River has already stranded 5 people in scoring position, and again to the position point in the game where you're going out of innings doing that. And good job by Liberty, moving to the inside, sliding to the inside, and keeping that ball in play. Lee, usually a good contact hitter. She has grounded out to the pitcher. She has doubled. She's reached on an error. But she'll just, swing down to first, and that's going to be the inning. They will strand their 6th runner in scoring position, and they'll still trail 4-3 going into the top of the 7th. Well, it's pretty basic, pretty simple. You're down 4-3 in the top of the 7th, scheduled for 7, single elimination. You got to keep it at 4-3 right now going into the bottom of the 7th. Hannah Lovely up. She struck out her last time up. She's also been hit by a pitch, and she went skydiving. She hacked that one up out of the strike zone for strike 1. Yeah, Lovely grounded out to third base. She's been hit by a pitch, and then she struck out. So she's been on base once today. Right now, the difference in the ball game was that beautiful bunt for a single last inning, laid down by Harwood, laid down by Ashley Sweet, the pitcher. And if there's a theme, McDonald will have it, and she'll throw to first and get the out. So the retired leadoff batter this time in the top of the 7th. It's been Mill River stranding all those runners in scoring position. I believe it's up to 6 now. Now Sam Sandretto up. She's tripled and scored and singled, so she's made good contact off from McDonald. See how McDonald wants to pitch her here. She's going to come in high and inside with that pitch for a ball. Boy, again, they've left the center fielder straight on and left a huge gap. That's going to be a ball in right center field for the left-handed hitter who's pulled her twice now. I thought we might see a little more shift and even put Redenis at second base, more back in the hole at second. That's going to be a swing and a miss for a strike. And Mill River will have just 3 outs to work with as we're in the top of the 7th and the Minutemen down 4-3 to Harwood. That's going to be fouled out of play into the crowd, and there's a good crowd on hand here. 2 strikes on Sandretto now. Oh, it's been a tough one. Been a tough one to watch. And that is going to be out of play. And again, Mill River with those 2 losses both came to Otter Valley. Both were good ball games, tight ball games. But it was 3-0 and 5-3. That's going to be pulled over to Redenis. She'll come up with it. She'll throw to first, and they'll get the very dangerous Sandretto out for the big out there. 2 down now in the 7th. Nobody on base. Now Becca Roy up. She's got a couple RBIs today for Harwood. No, but Mill River with 3 wins over 3 Division I teams. They defeated Rutland, MAU, and Hartford. And then they swept Bellows Falls, who's a very good team in their own division. They defeated Springfield, which is a very, well, it's one of those teams that sneaky dangerous they are. That's popped up, popped up, popped up. We're going to go to the bottom of the 7th in a minute, men. Hanging by a thread. They need a run to get this thing tied up and 2 to win it. Mill River will be at the number 2, 3, 4 spot in their order. They've stranded 6 runners in scoring position. The pitcher, Ashley Sweet, has 7 strikeouts, and she's going to be looking at Chelsea Rodenis. Oh, and if the score holds, that's going to be pop, 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 foul, out of play. If the score holds and Harwood wins it, it's going to be one of those games where you go home for the summer and you say, boy, we had a runner at 2nd and 3rd, we had a runner at 2nd, we had no outs, runner at 2nd, we had 3rd base, 1 out, and they just couldn't bring the runner around. Harwood's done this with 4 single runs. Now I'll go back and recap the score. That pitch was high. Harwood got a run in the 2nd, a run in the 3rd, a run in the 4th, and a run in the 6th. Mill River scored 1 in the 1st, 2 in the 2nd, and then were held scoreless in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. But again, they had chances in all those innings. There's the changeup, and it just floats on her outside. Well, I guess if you're going to be pushed to the brink, you're in the part of the order where you want to be. At the 2, 3, 4 spot, Redenis, McDonald, Rao. And that's going to be right to first base, and caught. She stung it, but it was caught on a line drive for an out down at first base by Sandretto. 2 outs left in the season. And McDonald up now. She has doubled and scored, and then has been shut down the next 2 times. Strike called. Tell you what, that Mill River dugout up and cheering on there. They are trying to get their rally caps on here. That's off the fist, very weakly hit, and caught by Roy, and that's a big out. 2 down for Mill River. Harwood just 1 out away from the upset, and they would be heading on to the semifinals. They got off from the fist. And now Nikki Rao up. She's got a base hit, and she needs to extend this inning. That's going to be a ball. If Rao can get on, they're going to bring up Andrea Chambers next. There's a strike. Tell you what, Ashley Sweet doesn't look overpowering, but she's very conniving out there, and she's a competitor. And that's going to be out of play. Yep. Actually, it wasn't out of play. It was just a foul ball, but it was unable to be caught by the first baseman, Sandretto. Boy, I'll tell you, Mill River came in. They were focused. They had a good first inning. They had a 1-2-3 defensive first, and they scored a run in the bottom of the first to take the lead, but that's going to be out of play. 2 strikes on Rao. And again, it's one of those games you go back and look at runner at 2nd, nobody down. They could not get the runner around. They didn't try to manufacture a lot of runs today. I don't remember that many sacrifices. And that's going to be trouble, and that's going to drop in, and that's going to keep the season alive. And Rao will run through the bag and be at first base. Now, Chambers up. And boy, what a chance to really turn around here. And they're going to send a pinch hitter up for Chambers. But say Chambers has struck out 3 times today, and they're going to bring up Chelsea Phelps to bat for Chambers. So Phelps off the bench, swinging the bat for the first time today. And she will step in there. And again, it's all or nothing. They are down to absolutely their last hurrah here. They have 2 outs and a runner at first. And so Harwood, looking for that 3rd out, to move on to the semis. That pitch low, called the ball. Started low, stayed low, and never got the call, and that's going to be 1-0. Sweet with 7 strikeouts in the ball game. And that's going to be ball 2 on a high pitch. Ryle staying down at first base. Yeah, it was a 50-50 coin flip. If you send the runner with 2 down to second and they throw her out, that's the game. If you leave her at first, don't take the bat out of the hitter's hands. There's a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike, and it is tense. That Mill River dugout that was chattering a minute ago, it is very, very quiet now. Now it's the Harwood dugout that is up and cheering. They are 1 out away from moving on. That's going to roll in for a ball. And I have it as a 3-1 count. If Phelps can get on, that'll bring up Mangan. She is the on-deck hitter. Swing, strike, full count. And see how she spotted the fastball, the rise ball? Yeah, she does. She by setting up her pitches, she makes her herself look faster. For the game, the pitch coming in, she got her, and that's going to be the ball game. And Mill River will be upset on their home field for the 2nd year in a row. They will lose to Harwood 4-3, and again, just unable. Stranded 6 runners in scoring position, 8 runners in total, and just couldn't find that timely hit. A gutsy performance by Harwood. They will win it 4-3. They will play the winner of the Bells Falls Otter Valley game. And again, my heart goes out to all the seniors on Mill River. They were a very special group, an excellent team, but they just were snake bit in the playoffs.